What's up, everybody, and welcome to a very special Deckin Around this week's top three. Steve, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing well, man. It's been a busy week. We've been live a lot this week.
I know this is day three in a row, and I gotta say, man, it's been an absolute blast. But with the weekend coming up, with the holiday coming up this weekend, we're not gonna be going live, so we gotta get them in all early this week.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. A weekend off. It's Halloween. Get to chill and hopefully see some cool costumes on Instagram people are
It,
wearing.
it's gonna definitely be a fun one. I'm really excited for it. I think it's gonna be exciting to see what everyone is up to for the holiday. And obviously, we're always curious what everyone out there is gonna be getting dressed up as. So feel free to drop a comment down below and let us know what you're gonna be dressing up this year. But Steve, we are here for some great stuff this
Top
week.
three,
We
buddy.
have we have three amazing decks. And I gotta say, on top of that, not only do we have three amazing decks, but we're gonna be giving away not one, but two mystery decks this week. This one's going out to one lucky commenter from last week's video, and then this one is going to be going out to one lucky commenter in the live video tonight. So for everyone out there who's watching this live, make sure to stick around to the end for a chance to win the Deckin Around full logo mystery deck we got going on here. In
Nice.
addition to that, we're actually even going to be throwing in another mystery deck for one lucky post live commenter next week who gets the first deck with our new wrapping paper on it. Look at this beautiful paper. It's got the full glory of you and I on it. There's a full Steve and a full Tyler on almost every deck.
Nice.
So
That's pretty
I'm
dope.
excited, man. I'm
You gotta stop putting
excited
that
for
on the
these ones.
front and the tape on the bottom.
I'm going to tell you, I don't have that sort of coordination with cutting it. We get 3 decks per roll instead of a ton. So
That works.
that being said, we ready to do this, man?
Yeah.
Let's do it. We have a really exciting
I
week
love that.
for everyone out there this week for this week's top three. I am super pumped, dude, for all 3 decks this week. I feel like we just need to jump right into this. You ready?
We do. Let's see what number 3 is, dude.
All right. Coming in at number 3 this week, we have the Plume playing cards by the Pale Snake. This deck is printed by USPCC on their premium crushed stock and is part of a 2,500 deck print run, retailing for $11. This
Oh,
is
11
actually
bucks.
a dope deck, dude. I gotta say, for that price point, it is really inexpensive. Great workers deck. I think it really had cardistry in mind. We see a lot of kind of interesting, simple elements to it, and I love just that clean white color. Ready to check this thing out?
Show it.
Let's do it, man. So as you can see, a really simple minimalist tuck here. We have 2 feathers on the back there, some clean ad copy on the back, on the bottom as well, and then the Plume playing cards on the front. Nice matching back design on this. I actually really love the borderless look of this white with the 2 feathers there.
Yeah, it's very
Really,
classy. It's
yeah,
simple, classy. I dig it.
yeah, really clean deck. Really nice handling. Obviously, being USPCC premium crush stock, this thing is a mint deck in your hands. Really cool kind of typographical jokers there. Simple, clean, nothing too crazy. Again, with cardistry in mind, a lot of this deck is developed around, the visuals of it. So you're looking at the elements in the front, the jokers themselves, a blank face card there, and it looked like that was a duplicate queen as
Duplicate, yeah.
well. So really, really fun deck, really simple deck. It's actually a great magic deck with it as well because you do have those standard courts across the board.
Dude,
And
and the order that it came in, I have no it's not Anatomica. I have no idea what order this is. If anybody
interesting.
knows, let us know.
Dude, I definitely dig that it didn't come in like standard chased order or anything. It always makes it fun when you see
Yeah.
these and you're like, wait a second, did I get a used deck? But no, it was already wrapped up. So what could it possibly be? But I think the fact is this is a really fun, clean, good costing workers deck for any magician or
Yeah.
cardist out there who's looking for something that they can go out there and play with, especially if you like that minimalist design. I actually really like the 2 feathers on the back too. It's kind of a little reminiscent of another couple decks we've seen in the past, but it's got its own kind of flair to it with the style.
Yeah, no, for sure. And a lot of people when especially when they're doing magic, this is definitely a deck geared towards magic. It's all standardized courts and pips and everything. And the back is just really clean. It has a lot of space where you can write on it, stuff
Yeah.
like that. So it's definitely a cool deck. Everyday carry at 11 bucks. Can't go wrong.
Plus, dude, when you fan it out because of that simple aspect to it, you basically get this awesome kind of white fan. There's
Yeah.
nothing else to it. It's super clean, super simple. Again, and at that $11 price point, that's tough to beat if you're looking for something as an everyday carry,
Yeah, no, for
especially
sure.
dude, especially if you're out there trying to color match your outfits to your cards. This one's a simple one. It's white and black. Throw on some white Air Force Ones, some black outfit, you're good to go. Some Adidas, if Adidas is your style, this could be your everyday carry deck. I
Yeah, hey,
definitely dig that, man.
shell toes, whatever your method is,
Dude,
it's
I definitely dig the style. I think they did a really fun job with it, and I think, it a crushed stock, you can't go wrong, dude. I love that crushed stock.
yeah, and 11 bucks. I just love the idea that you can write on those. There's a lot of terrain. There's plenty of white area on it. You can
Yeah.
write it. 11 bucks to replace a deck. You can buy bricks of them, and it's nothing.
Yeah, now absolutely an awesome looking deck. But that is just the start for tonight. Obviously, we're going hard here with the top three. But before we jump too far into it, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.
And please ring the bell. It definitely helps us out.
So, Steve, what's coming in at number 2 this week?
You ready for number two?
I'm ready, man. I
Number
mean, I think
two.
I'm ready.
Number two is brand new on the market. It is the Quantum playing cards by QED, and it is printed by Cardimundi on their B9 Slimline. It's an unspecified print run and retails for $15.
Dude, I gotta say, that is an absolutely, absolutely gorgeous deck.
Yeah, this deck is fun, and we did a science deck last week, and I'm not I haven't learned that much about science in a week, but we have another science deck coming in.
Really like the kind of vibe of it too. I think, we've seen so many different takes on science decks. This one, the purple's gorgeous. The aspects of it are really fun. It still has that kind of usable magic deck style to it as well with, customized but standard-ish courts. Just definitely an all-around fun deck.
Yeah, and let's dive in because it definitely can be used for cardistry.
All right, man, let's check this thing out.
So it does have a really, really stunning matte purple tuck, kind of a glossy matte, which doesn't really make sense. But it does have formula on the side and quantum on the other side. It does have some ad copy on the bottom. And the one thing I really liked, which was a stretch goal in the campaign, was this gold foil on that purple tuck. And it looks beautiful. I love it with that gold foil and that little red dot on the back.
Ah, dude, it is so clean.
Yeah, nice inside kind of star bursts on the inside of the tuck. And here's where, this deck is definitely awesome for cardistry. It has this kind of burst pattern that kind of goes into the middle with, really cool fan elements. As you can see, it has broken borders. I love these colors together. I mean, I'm a huge purple fan, and purple and yellow is beautiful together. Such a cool fan. Handles beautifully, like you would say, like a dream, being Cardimundi stock. Then you have Schrodinger's cat. You have the alive and dead. Which one is it if he was in a box? Do you know?
Both and none at the same time.
I know, right? Really cool atom there for the ace of clubs. So this is also not in your standard deck order that you would see coming out of the box. It is standard pips, and you have really, really cool courts, all of them being scientists. They're really cool. They all have different details kind of hidden in the clothes, in the things that they're holding, which I thought was really, really cool. The
Yeah,
colors
dude.
are, the colors are, also standard. You have the nice bright reds and the blacks for the black suits. And then that purple and gold together is just stunning. I'm glad they pulled out those standard colors and threw in the colors of the deck. I thought it was really cool.
It's definitely a nice move on it. It really has a good look to it. And for everyone out there wondering who these courts are, each of these courts actually is a famous scientist who has, some impact on quantum physics. So I think that's a really cool aspect of it too. And again, not being a huge science nerd, I do not know who all of these people are, but dude, I love the styling of it. I really like that they kept that very traditional standard style court, but really added that thematic touch to it.
Yeah, they really have a bunch of cool things in this deck. You have a nice physics experiment here that comes with the ad cards, and it's double-sided and kind of walks you through this Thomas Young's double split experiment, which is really, really cool.
Yeah.
And then you have a double backer. And also, if you don't know the scientists, the cool thing about it, comes with a little book that explains each and every court card.
So, and one of the really, really cool things about it, for anyone who doesn't know, QED Playing Cards, the company behind this, Jason is actually a scientist, a physicist at CERN. Like,
Crazy.
dude, next level smart dude,
Yeah.
absolutely awesome to talk with. We chatted with him a while back when this deck was first releasing on Kickstarter, and the amount of detail and energy that he brought to the campaign of the deck itself was next level. Super nice dude. I really dig it. And one of the cool things they brought with it too was a book box.
Yeah.
So it had this like textbook style to it where the deck would go inside the book box and it looked like a physics textbook, which I just think is hilarious.
Yeah, I
So
mean, they totally crushed it. I'm not gonna
yeah,
lie. In the beginning, I was like, "Oh, this is a cool deck. It'd be interesting to see how it does." And when I saw it and I got the prototype of it, I was like, "This deck's dope. It's
dude.
really cool." And then getting the final production run of it, it was super cool. And that tuck
Yeah,
box.
I was really impressed with it. I'm really glad it did as well as it did because it's such a great deck. Look at
Yeah.
Majesty sitting here saying, watching your live stream with them made me pledge.
Oh,
Honestly,
sweet.
I really, first off, that's awesome to hear. But yeah, I really just was so taken aback by how awesome and energetic Jason and his wife were about the deck because they put so much time and energy into it. And the really cool thing about it too, other than being a physicist, a lot of the deck is actually designed, like a lot of the courts and a lot of the initial design work was done by them. Neither of them are really artistic by nature. So for them to, get that involved with it just says so much about how they believe in the deck and their energy into it and how much they love the project. So to
Yeah.
me, I was really on board with that one, man.
Yeah, I mean, great passion projects definitely show. And again, it's a beautiful deck, and that's why it's number 2 in
Dude,
spot this week.
absolutely. And I know you're all really amped to know what number 1 is this week. But before we jump into that, we're going to be announcing the lucky winner of the Starry Night V2 mystery deck from last week's video. One lucky commenter who commented on the video after the live last week was randomly selected to win this deck. Steve, are you ready for that announcement, man?
I am. Let's
You
see
got
it.
your button on the finger, hand finger on the button. There we go.
I got my
Love
button
it.
on the finger. We're good.
All right, perfect. Congratulations to Nathan for having the top comment last week and winning the Starry Night V2 deck. Nathan, reach out to us, show@deckinaround.com, and we will get this deck out to you as soon as possible. The great thing about this, I have no idea what this deck is. Steve has no idea what this deck is. You're not going to know what this deck is
Right? I'm
until
sensing
you
it's
open
a
it.
great deck.
It's going to be a fun deck. Honestly, I think so far from what we've seen, we're pretty much knocking it out of the park with each deck people get. We're seeing posts that they're loving it or it's a deck they didn't know about and they really enjoyed it. So one of the cool things about this too is if you are one of the lucky winners for one of these decks, make sure to post your picture up on Instagram, on Facebook, wherever you do, and hashtag it Deckin Around, and we will share it on the Deckin Around Instagram and Facebook pages because we just love seeing you guys get these decks. We love seeing what you have in the package too. I wrapped this so long ago. It could be one of 24 decks, and I have no idea what it is.
One of
So,
3 decks
yeah,
now.
dude, at this point, yeah, it could be one of a bunch. So I'm really excited to see what everyone gets there. So Nathan, again, congratulations, man. Make sure to email us, show@deckinaround.com with your address, and we'll get that deck out to you as soon as possible. And for everyone out there watching, make sure to stick around to the end for your chance to win the big logo Deckin Around mystery deck that we're going to be giving away at the end of the show tonight.
No crotches, no forearms, no hair.
Nah, man.
Just
No,
decking
no
around.
body parts on this one. I don't even think there's like a hoodie on this thing. This is one of the last of the first attempt at our wrapping paper, and it
The
was not as
V1, the
visual.
V1
Yeah,
paper.
the V1 paper already is by the wayside now, so we're gonna see how that goes. But I'm ready for number 1 this week, man. Are you ready?
Show us.
All right, coming in at number 1 this week. This is a deck near and dear to our heart, an absolute banger. We have the Anatomica playing cards. This deck is printed by USPCC on their standard stock and is part of an unspecified print run. It is the freshman deck from Curio Playing Cards and retails for $18. Dude,
Yeah.
I gotta say, Anatomica, when it first came out, absolutely floored me. Super pumped on the deck. Really excited to see a good friend of ours, Jamie, coming out with his freshman deck in his brand, Curio Playing Cards. Dude, all around, just blew my mind on this one.
Yeah, man. There's so many aspects of this deck that was really, really cool. It's very close to skeletons, but it's not. you
Dude,
know?
yeah.
So
No skulls to turn Steve off. Really
no.
nicely done. And as Broke Author says here, body parts not included. So both for the mystery decks this week and for Anatomica.
Yeah.
Dude, you ready to dive into this thing and check it out?
Show us.
Let's do it, man. This thing is just breathtaking. Taking a look at this beautiful tuck here, you can see some great red foil across the entire skeleton there. This beautiful matte maroon tuck, and then this just gorgeous UV or white spot ink basically on top of it for this printing.
Look at
This
that
thing just
shimmer, dude.
it just pops, man.
Yeah.
Everything about this tuck is so simple, but pops amazingly. I was
Yeah.
actually really stunned to see this in person. Looked beautiful.
I like that wraparound body on the tuck.
And then you have this really cool skeletal back design here, which looks like it has a hip, some legs, a heart, and a spine. Perfectly mirrored, beautifully put together there. So this is a two-way back design on this thing. Being USPCC stock, it really handles like a dream, fans like a dream as well. Not as soft, obviously, as a crushed stock, but with the collector in mind, that makes a lot of sense there because you know what? Most collectors aren't handling their decks or even taking them out of the tuck to know what crushed versus standard feels like. So the cool thing about this too, really interesting art style across the board. Not only do you have that kind of anatomy vibe throughout, but you have a very kind of traditional old world art style to it as well.
Yeah.
You have custom pips across the entirety of the deck. Obviously, you can see it's not all of them throughout, but the majority of them. And then these really kind of fun duality pose court cards where you have one half the person and the other half the skeletal aspect of them. And
Yeah.
then, of course, exploded aces on all of these with different body parts on all of them. That mouth one freaks me out a little bit.
It's a little creepy, I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, it's really interesting, but like at the same time, like I wouldn't want to stare at it for too long.
Yeah, they actually have totally custom pips actually now that you look at it.
Yeah, so they are fully custom, and the
Yeah.
cool thing about it though too is a lot of them have that kind of like interesting stylization to them. So it's not just like a textured black or a textured red. They have the body parts in them and other anatomy parts to it, which is really fun.
Yeah, and I like how they brought a little bit of diversity into it. You know, you don't see that
Yeah.
very often in decks nowadays
Very
at
few
all.
decks really bring it in, and I think they did a great job. That's my favorite right there. The Ace of Clubs just looks
So cool.
beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you also have, which I like on the courts, the enlarged secondary pips that are kind of like set back and a little bit less opaque. Really nicely done on this one.
Yeah, I like the heart pips, my favorite.
Yeah. I
Those
think
are
any
the best
collector
ones.
out there who really is looking for a fun collector's deck, this is a great one here. You do have a double backer and a really cool ad card there with Jamie
So
and
cool.
Amal. I think they did a great job with that. That's so fun. It gives you a little bit of a sneak peek of who's behind it all. But dude, gorgeous deck. I mean,
Yeah, beautiful.
there's so much to this, and I feel like with the collector's deck, it's tough to hit on all of the beauty of it in these short videos, but they look so beautiful with the way they put this together. That back design is just so unique. I love the fact that they went with a white back design to really make the skeletal aspects of it pop and do that tuck.
Yeah, the taco's beautiful. You know, obviously in the campaign, it looked a little flat, but dude,
Yeah.
getting it, people are definitely in for a surprise.
You cannot. There you go. Erica says this deck makes me queasy. Honestly, Erica, that was one of my first
100%.
reservations with it. Was like, I'm not a big like let me see body parts kind of guy, and I'll be honest, seeing it in person, the artwork is just next level. Amal did a phenomenal job, and while the theme itself may not be my style from an objective point of view, this deck is beautiful. You know,
Yeah, I
there's
would have
so
liked to have
much.
seen a little thinner borders, but that's just me. I'm
Yeah.
a thin border guy. I know most people aren't about
Steve
the thin
wants a
border.
2 millimeter border on every deck. No, no smaller, no larger. He doesn't want a borderless. He wants a tiny, tiny border just to give a little bit of a white break. But no,
Yeah.
I think they did a great job with this one. And it's always exciting to see when someone comes out with their freshman deck and just knocks it out of the park like Curio did with this one.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Dude, you can't,
Agree fully.
you can't go wrong with a Curio playing card deck. And obviously, they have their current sophomore deck up on Kickstarter right now, the Ink
Ink
Beast, which is
Beast.
absolutely blowing up. Really different artwork style to it, which I think is really cool. But with that in mind, man, just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous deck.
Yeah, I agree. It was
And
fun,
of course,
fun week.
dude, it really was a fun weekend. Of course, now we have the super exciting part, the part everyone's waiting for. We are going to be picking one lucky winner to take home this big logo Deckin Around mystery deck today. And I'll tell you right now, there's going to be another little surprise that's going to come with it as well. Nothing too crazy, but for anyone who hasn't managed to get their hands on a Deckin Around sticker from way back in the day with Steve's old Instagram handle on it.
The Nathan Osa.
This is the Nathan Osa original. Nathan was our second guest on the show, I want to say.
I think second,
and Nathan crushed a logo for us and or not a logo, but a sticker for us after the show. And it's one of my favorite designs we've seen so far. So someone is going to be a lucky winner this week for the big logo Deckin Around deck and an OG Deckin Around sticker. So everyone out there, make sure to get your comments in. Drop a comment and let us know what your favorite deck so far this week was. Which out of the three really caught your eye? And we're going to be scrolling through these, give you all 30 seconds here, and pick one lucky winner to take home the big logo deck this week.
Sweet.
Let's do it, man.
Winners, winners, winners.
All right, I'm closing my eyes. I'm giving you guys a little bit.
I'm the chat, guys.
I'm gonna close my eyes in a minute because we are gonna give them a little bit of time here. I don't want to, get too much into it and close my eyes for like a minute here, be blind for a bit. But I gotta say, man, this was a really fun week too. Both Anatomica and QED coming out of good friends camps, great looking decks. Plume, a really minimalist deck, and I feel like we don't get a lot of minimalist decks on the show, but I was really pumped to see how nice that deck looked.
Yeah, we have a lot of people that Quantum was their favorite.
Dude, there you go. Look at that. Curio killing it. My favorite is Quantum. I'm really impressed to see what everyone's coming up with here. We got a lot of people in the chat dropping a lot of comments. Make sure to get your comments in there because we are going to be I'm going to be closing my eyes right now. And Steve is going to be picking a mystery deck winner randomly from the comments. So let's do it up. And the one thing I will say too, this is not limited to YouTube. Anyone out there in the live, whether you're on Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube, get your comments dropping because we are picking from a plethora of them there. You are able to win on any platform for the giveaway of the small logo deck after the fact. That is on YouTube only, so make sure to comment on YouTube after the live ends. You ready to do this, Steve?
Let's do it. Come on.
Let's do it, man. I'm closing my eyes.
Who wins.
All right, and all I'm going to say, too, is if Jamie's in the chat, you were excluded from winning. So... All right, man. I am scrolling. I'm literally gonna have to get myself
and stop.
All right, winner is
Steven
Westcott. Steven, I feel like you may have won in the past, but damn, you are lucky, man. You are lucky. He may have. Yeah, I think Steven won one of our first decks. So hey,
nice.
You're winning the big logo, giving it away there, Steven. Thank you for the kind words as well. Steven, we are going to be sending this out to you. I think I already have your address, so don't even worry about hitting us up, man. But that being said, we are going to be picking one lucky winner for, I'm going to have to hide what comes with this thing, but this mystery deck right here with.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I got you.
With the full logo on it, you're going to get.
Oh, you just showed it.
Yeah, that's fine. Someone's going to get this mystery deck in the mail. You don't know what it is or you do, and that's fine. But that being said, make sure to leave a comment down below. Whatever comment gets picked randomly from this video will be announced next week, probably about midway through. So make sure to tune in to find out if you are the post-live lucky comment winner. Guys, again, we are going to be giving away decks every single week. So make sure to tune in. Just because you didn't win this week doesn't mean you missed your chance. Make sure to leave a comment on the video after the live ends. You have another chance there. With that in mind, too, starting next week, we're going to be switching this to Friday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. Everyone seemed to like it last week. We're going to be running it for a while. So everyone out there, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel and share it with a friend. The more the merrier in these things. More people in here, the more chances to win some free decks.
Yes, and remember, this weekend, we are not doing our live show on Sunday, but the following weekend we are, and we are having Luna Charlotte on.
Luna is going to be an amazing guest. Luna actually has the Octopus deck live on Kickstarter right now.
Deck and playing card deck.
So definitely make sure to tune in next Sunday, which is, I believe, the second.
It is the
7th. So yeah. Sunday, the 7th of November at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be sitting down with Luna Charlotte to talk about everything Kickstarter with her. Make sure to leave a comment down below, and we will see you all next week.
Peace out, y'all.